this, but check that out. That, my friends, is a new watch. See it, feel it, hear it, taste it. Maybe not yet, okay, unless you want seconds. But, guys, I am feeling pretty iced out and accessorized at the moment, okay? Yeah, your boy gets down and dirty with the luxuriousness of watches. That, my friends, is a 44 millimeter black fake leather great value edition from Walmart. Break the bank, why don't ya? It was $7.99. Okay, and by that I do mean $7.99. Yeah, sometimes you got to spend almost $8 on a watch because you gotta look good. But yeah, wear it like $9. Feeling stoked. Actually, full disclosure, I just broke the watch a second ago, but I just got it and I was trying to do that little opening bit and it just flung and broke off my wrist, and I just spent about 20 minutes trying to put that back together. Pretty expensive watch, and you know, by pretty expensive I do mean so. You know what? Put that in the brochure. Why don't you, Walmart? Please? Thank you. What were we saying? Oh, this is the intro. We welcome back to Full Circus. My name, sure, it's Tristan Sartorius, but yeah, more importantly, I'm happy to be here with you guys today. Hear that in my voice. See it in my smile, okay? It's even in between my teeth. When I floss, okay, I find joy. When I go to the dentist, they scrub me down and they say, 1, hey, you gotta brush more. You got a lot of plaque. But 2, is that a little bit of jovial enthusiasm in your mouth? Yes, it is, because I'm excited to be back with my people. Guys, I'm happy to be here, all right? Need I say more? Friendly reminder, but not so friendly reminder. Tax season's coming up, and I say that not so friendly because you missed the boat. I was actually supposed to record this episode earlier, so at the top of my notes it says, hey guys, get out to go and do your taxes. Not that I should be the one to even, you know, point that out to you. This isn't really a show that you come to for current events. I mean, what are we looking for, a river? That's a current joke. But 2, you know, it should be everywhere, all over your billboards, calendars, professional people within your life. Not to mention, I did it at the very last second. Buzzer beater, all right? I was like, uh-oh, might not do it. Wait a minute, take all my money. So I'm just trying to say that you missed the boat, all right? And sometimes finding out that you missed the boat by word of mouth is better than just missing the boat outright. Sometimes you'll sit there missing the boat and you don't even know that you missed the boat. It's like missing the bus when you're a child and you go out there and just standing underneath a stop sign with your friends in the dead of winter going, surely bus 38 will get here at some point. And you wait there and it's cold and it's bitter and you're like, well, maybe they're running slow today. And then your parents call you back in. They go, you blew it. You missed the bus. Now I got to drive you to school. And that, my friends, is what it feels like to not do your taxes. But anyways, it's you know, if you didn't do your taxes, you didn't miss anything. I mean, surely, hey, 1, get them! All right, this is a sting operation, but 2, man, it's such a give and take. Like, halfway through your taxes, it feels pretty good. You're looking through all the schematics, all the numbers, and you go, wow, I did pretty good this year. And then the government puts a hand on your shoulder and says, no, we did good this year. Oh, slow into the void. They take all your money, and then you have to buy cheap watches from Walmart just to get by, okay? But you know what? It still tells time, all right? It still does its job, and I keep it set to high noon just in case I have to have myself a duel in the Old West. Because, look, somebody comes up to me and says, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. You and I, partner, we gonna square off at high noon. Ooh, you know, he does all the noises and such. I immediately fire off the hip, and I win, because my watch is already set. And what is a duel to a man with a broken watch? It's noon for me, Jack. I win. You're done. Now this town's big enough for Big Joey's. Baby. Barely. Maybe. We'll see. Actually, dude, I don't know if any town's big enough for me right now. I have been eating a colossal caloric amount, all right? I feel like my clothes are just tattooed on me lately. I am growing out of them like a small boy running to his parents saying his legs hurt, but he's just really going through a growth spurt. That's me with my stomach just clear in the horizon. There goes my belly, baby. Man, it's been a little trip. I enjoyed myself on vacation. That's all I'll say. So if it looks like I've gained 10 pounds, you're wrong. I gained 20. In your face. Do better. Study harder. But I will say, man, I feel fat. I smell like fat, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just showered. I should be smelling like vanilla tobacco. And it's beautiful and it's elegant, but it smells like just vanilla candy because that's probably what I ate last. But I just, you can smell fat. You get, all right, here comes a heavy, and that's me, dude. You're like, thumpity thump, thump, thumpity thump, thump. Not Frosty, man. I'll eat in a Frosty. Take me to Wendy's. But I'm just I'm feeling my feelings and eating all of them at the same time, dude. Having a great moment. So, anyways, what happened since last we spoke? Not much. I was supposed to record this episode again right before I left for vacation. So if it looks like, again, the whole weight thing, but two, my hair's longer, facial hairs, I got a little sunburn, whatever. I didn't just do that in the last 5 minutes. Okay, I've been gone. I did not do all the things I was supposed to do. But I had to urgently sleep, so that was kind of the crux of the problem. My sleep schedule was just going so far around and around the clock where I was waking up at noon, then I was waking up at 4 p.m., then I was waking up at 8 p.m., and I was going just all the way around the clock again because my watches are so cheap, I can't tell time. So I was trying to just really get proficient with my circadian rhythm, and I was trying to go all the way around the clock, kind of find like Sleep the sequel and see what that was going to bring me, but I had to rest. They demanded it because I was going to be driving that evening, and they did not want me in my weird pocket of hell that I was in, just not sleeping. Like, all right, now let's drive for 15 hours. So it was tough. I could not sleep. I did the podcast, didn't even edit it. I laid down and I sat there for like 3 hours wasting time. I could have done it. And I'm taking melatonin. I'm just eating ice cream and Cheez-Its, unrelated. But no, I was trying to food coma myself. All right. And you might think I'm just trying to food coma myself 24/7. He's like, is he always trying to sleep? No, he's just hungry. But it was just not working. So I finally slept at like the last second, and then we shipped out. And I didn't have time. I blew it. Okay, I will say I blew it. Fair enough. Fair point to you. But to circle back, my schedule right now, fantastic. It's not Sleep the sequel, but it's Sleep the OG. It's Sleep the Responsible edition. I'm going to bed at a decent time, waking up at an even more decent time. In fact, this episode's being recorded for the first time in broad daylight, okay? Not even like skinny or narrow daylight. Like, we've got the most of it. You might even hear traffic in the background. I don't even know when this has happened last. I will say, even though we're on a good, clock right now, I still am a bit rushed because you can take the man out of the night owl, but you can't take the man out of the broken watch. I'm a bit sandwiched. Okay, time is of the essence here, and I have some things I was supposed to do. Is the reason I wanted to do the podcast earlier beforehand, because I knew I was going to get in a pickle. Pickles. Sandwich. But I didn't do that, so we're still trying to put this thing all together, and we'll see how that goes. But anyways, the drive, the vacation, it was all good. It wasn't. It was hectic from the start. Okay, we're like, let's try and rest a little bit more. Let me try and get a few more Z's, and then they're like, no, you got to leave now. You got to get there, because my parents, they were flying to Georgia, and they want us to drive the freaking 15 hours to get there on time. And they were like, no, it doesn't even say the ETAs. It's like 2 hours beforehand. They're like, yeah, but you're going to take all those stops, and it's going to eat a lot of the clock. You have no idea how vacations work. Trust me, you don't know how to drive. You don't know ETAs, okay? And they thought they were like the Artemis scientists. Did you see that, dude, by the way? When the freaking thing crashed down, they're like, we predict it's going to come down at about 5:07 p.m., and it did, on the dot. Clearly, they were not wearing the 44mm black fake leather. But that was really impressive. And they were not really timing it that well. I don't know what they thought we were going to be doing at the rest stops. Like, just jump out and grow a garden or something.
I'm not growing a garden.
But we hopped in, hopped out, went to the bathroom, hopped back in, and we actually got there earlier than the ETA. So then we just sat at the parking garage for a couple hours. So it was already timely, but that's part of life, man. That's part of road trips. There's a little bit of confusion, and you follow orders because that's what you do when you're a faithful and obedient. I am honored to be your obedient servant. Train. So. It was pretty cool, and luckily I will say we did get to have some order in the packing because they were not doing that, so we were able to we tend to like pack a lot of the stuff that we'll never even use or need, and then Nick and I were just like, do we need this? Probably not. We just left it out. So that was really cool, and that's always helpful because you know what, we're big spenders, we're hoarders, and no matter what we do, okay, we want to hoard time and we want to hoard things, and that's just the Sartorius way, and we can't keep any of it. But anyway, so we got there. It was the road trip. And upon getting to Georgia, the whole thing went off the rails to begin with. We did get to see our old family home because we were just running around buying time. But from the very beginning, we couldn't get our parents because it was such a big freaking hectic airport at Atlanta, apparently. That's what they said. I wasn't in there. But we couldn't find them. We're trying to track them. We're on the wrong side of the airport, and it's so huge it takes us like 20 minutes to drive around it. And then it's packed, and then they don't know where the exit is. So we park illegally, and I run in there to go find them, track them down. Nick's about to get a ticket, so I've got to run back and forth. I'm doing laps right now back to him like, hey, thanks for picking me up, man. Thanks for picking me up, even though I just hopped out of the car. And they're going, oh, I see you're picking someone up. I won't. You know, he reholsters his pen, runs away. But it was good. Then we drove the rest of the 4 hours to the beach, and it just kept getting worse from there, man. We parked again, and then another guy walks up, and he's getting a little ticket out. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Hey, we're just parked there for a second. He's like, okay, reholster. There was a bunch of different parking rules and laws. I run up to the beach, man. And look, I love the beach, okay? I have to say, this was like one of the worst freaking... And I don't mean to say worst, okay, as in, like I didn't enjoy it. I mean worst purely on the basis that it was the worst, okay? So let me just clear that up. But it was really just a pretty hectic and nightmarish vacation from the get-go. Part of it's my fault because when they were picking the houses and where to go, I was doing the play and I was very panicked like hours beforehand, and they're like, hey, here's the options for the house. I'm like, I don't care, trying to be nonchalant guy, so I can't really complain about it. It's my fault from like, yeah, no matter what happens, it's outdoor, I can handle anything. And they're like, check it. And I'm like, it's fine, I gotta do some stuff right now. And they're like, seriously? I'm like, I can't, I'm busy. But you know, you can't be the guy who's easygoing and then go, what is this? I don't like this. I don't like this. Yay, dude, you're easygoing. So, hey, go easy. So, but it wasn't just the house, even though the house was awful. I mean, dude, the Wi-Fi was so bad, burning through data. There was no curtains. There were supposed to be 2 bathrooms. There was only one. There wasn't a bedroom or a bed for everybody. We did find like an underneath pull-out, so I slept on the equivalent of cardboard all week. I can't even remember everything that was in here. It was basically just a little shed. I mean, you had to wear sunglasses inside, have your own sunscreen. It was pretty interesting to say the least. But yeah, we almost get ticketed. I get just running out to the beach. I'm like, you know what? At least you have the shore. You know, like you're like, sure, the house is weird, but at least I have the ocean. So I'm running out to the ocean excited. What up, Big Blue? And then a dog bites me.
What up, Big Blue?
Be nice.
And like, what the frick's going on? Then the beach is dirty and gross, and then the waves aren't even good. That's just there. And then I'm like, you know what? All I have left, and all I really wanted for the beach is I love surfing, dude. I really do. And we see a guy fishing. Go talk to him, and he's like, hey man, you catch anything? And then he's like, I've caught about a bunch of sharks. I caught about a bunch of sharks? What does that even mean? So they've been catching like about a bunch of sharks, and he just caught a 12-foot shark. Apparently the area is really good for shark fishing. And my dad's like, is that even legal? Are they allowed to do that? And he goes, not really, but we do it. So they're luring sharks in fact, which is even more inconvenient for somebody who is afraid of them. And I was just too scared to surf. Not that the waves weren't even there anyway. So it It was crazy. There was also no AC in the house. I mean, there was, but it was just not for me because I was so burnt and hot. It was just nuts, man. It was nuts. I will say that we managed. And I'm trying to relive it. I'm trying to complain about it, but I'm so far over it. Like, I'm trying to put myself back in the headspace to be like, oh, this is the worst and that, but it wasn't that bad. I don't know. It's hard to do that sometimes because you want to retell a story from the emotional standpoint that you should be in, but it was honestly a good time. And I know that just freaking redirects and retcons the past 90 seconds that I was just telling you about how bad it was. But hey, that's what I got to do. But look, our family is fortified in turmoil, okay? We find a way to just like, this sucks together, yeah!
What the fucking hell, dude? God.
The roof's caving.
We're staying in our basement.
And we made do, okay? We tried to get through it, and it was funny. Also, I was up for about 32 hours because of all that driving at that point. So everything was a little bit, you're like, this, another one, another thing, another thing, another thing. Then the whole town, you're like, at least I got the town. If I don't have the beach, I don't have the ocean, I don't have that house, at least I have the ocean town. Town gets shut down. Sidewalks, storefronts, driveways, all of it barricaded up. Apparently, HBCU, I don't even know what the school is, but they're like, apparently these HBCU students, they're going to come through this weekend and they were going to tear the town apart. And they're talking about riots. People are flipping cars and starting fights and lighting fires and beating people up. And it's madness. And you're like, you're over exaggerating. Then they literally barricade everything up. So you know what? It was a bit dicey. It actually wasn't as bad because we left. So I don't know if it was or not, but we left to go to a wedding, which was the reason we went down there at the beginning, which, by the way, congratulations to Cameron and Hannah. Whoops, said that backwards. Cameron and Hannah. It's Cameron and Hannah. Very beautiful, sweet wedding. That was amazing. That was fun to be at. And I gotta just real quick on the weddings thing, the wedding dancers. I don't like, I turn the music down. All right, or if we gotta find a separate, we gotta find a separate room. This is for every wedding. Or I need other events. I need something to do. And everybody's like, Tristan, get on the dance floor. Go on the dance floor. And the dance floor's packed with people who aren't even dancing. There's just some random guy, like the whole group. Your table just goes and stands on the dance floor, and they go, "Why don't you dance? Why don't you get on the dance floor?" Because it's hogged up by people who just sit there and they're just nodding and go, move a little bit, buddy, or move out of my way. I want a dance circle. And I want to freaking I'm fine to embarrass myself. In fact, I'm stoked about it. I'm willingly looking for any chance to do so, but I can't do that. And then it's packed, and then I had a migraine. It was blasting, which, by the way, that did not help the whole house situation. I had drank so much caffeine to be up for those freaking 30 hours. So while we were at the house, I had the horrible migraine, and it just kept the whole thing. The first 24 hours, it just only got worse. And then I remembered that in my sleep-deprived state, I forgot to update my freaking work and people that I won't be able to record, at least on a timely manner. And so they're freaking out. Where are these scripts? We need uploads. We need someone to hop in the booth. Talk to me. I was like, oh my gosh. So then I'm dizzy and nauseous. My body's cramping up, going through withdrawal. And then I'm crawling in under the hot sheets and into the van trying to do some voiceover while I'm pouring sweat. But then they start trimming trees and the party festivals are going on. And then people are walking to school and just throwing basketballs. I was freaking out, man. It was terrible. It was horrible. But it was actually not so bad. But the wedding was good. I'm going back and forth between two events. I know this is hectic. I know it's all over the place, but you know what? So am I. So what are you going to do? The best part of the wedding was definitely the ceremony. I love the wedding ceremonies always. The food was outstanding. Let me talk about steak, about risotto. Oh, it was so good. I had my aunt's food as well. I mean, she offered it. I didn't just clean her plate before. Like, hey, you probably want to go to the bathroom before the event starts. Good point. Handed all of it. I also got to, you had to be shuttled to the wedding. It was a pretty sweet venue, but it was cool because the shuttle broke down, or they just weren't answering, and they're like, we need to get our car somehow. How would we get something? Tristan Sartoris in a full suit sprinting through downtown Savannah. Let me tell you, it is a sight to be seen. I felt so cool. I actually don't know if I looked great. I had 19 pounds of steak and rice and blueberry cake on my face, but my form felt like Tom Cruise, okay? I might have looked like a roly-poly, but you know what? I felt quick and sweaty. So it was a good time. It was a time. It happened, but it was good. We got to play lots of video games. We got to play lots of movies. Had a lot of family time. Got to see cousins. Got to see aunts, and they did all get sunburned. So that first day when everyone's sick, that sucked a little bit. Unfortunately for them, not me. I dodged it. Okay, and everybody always yells at the boy. They say, Tristan, why aren't you sitting down at the beach? Why don't you sit right in front of the ocean? And I will for a time. But I love the sound. Yes, I love the peace. I love the serenity. But I like to be doing something. Horseshoes, cornhole, football, catch, go surfing. I need to be in the water. I need to be doing something. But just sitting there and then just tanning is not exactly my vibe. Okay, and I'm like I'm looking at the ocean from afar now. Now on the deck, I'm looking at the waves. Okay, we're in the same stadium. Sure, I'm in the nosebleeds, but I don't need to be right up front. But I feel like if I'm just sitting there, I feel like I'm waiting in line for something that's not even coming. You know, you're waiting in line for sunburn. I would like to order the sunburn, please. All right, now step back and wait about 7 to 9 hours for it, and then we'll give it to you. Hot dog, literally. But I can only spend really just a few hours down there, so I was able to avoid some of the sunburn and got away from it. But it was a time. It was a time. I just keep saying bad stuff. I really didn't mind it, and I still don't. But I'm always torn between trying to sound upset and then also trying to detail, like, to make it funnier, because who doesn't want to laugh at my pain? Everybody wants to see me lose, don't you? You're like, hey, here's that big, fat, handsome guy. We don't want to see him get another W, surely. But you can't stop me. I'm going to keep on eating and having a time. Also, I will say, my biggest gripe, all of that's really just a log. You know, that's that's just a log in the toilet. That's just a thing that happened. It was a bummer, sure, but really brought me down to my knees was one, there wasn't a full grocery store anywhere close. And because of this huge party and riot, all the roads were like shut down to one lane and it took forever to get anywhere. But we had to drive a really far way to a Walmart. And I thought, sweet reprieve, I'm going to get myself some milk because we know your boy loves a little bit of calcium. Okay, look at the sign back there. Milk parlor. All right, we love it. They didn't have it. I don't know if they're worried about it being stolen or whatever. They didn't have a cooler or dairy section in a Walmart. They do have these fancy 44mm black leather, but they did not have any milk, and I dropped to my knees and screamed at the sky. Why? I eventually had to foot the bill for an extra little order from a faraway town Walmart because I had to send in a supply drop of dairy. I needed it bad. And that really just brought the trip way back around. I'm like, yes, we're in. Okay, they have everything else. No dairy, no ice cream, no frozen foods. For why? What are you doing? So I was pretty stoked about that. My aunt wasn't, though. She said that milk apparently is very bad for you. She said it's unhealthy, and I don't really buy that. For one, look, I don't care how much scientific data you have. Hey, science is great, but if you say milk is bad, science sucks. All right, let's be real. One, I feel great, it tastes great, it's amazing, it's beautiful, and it's perfect, and it's the Lord's nectar. That's a fact, all right? That's not even opinion. That is just real truth, historically. But two, it is funny because it was just her this time. But this happens a lot, is people always, whether it's milk or juice or anything I'm having, I always get a lot of people complaining about what I'm having, and they say that's not really healthy, that's not really too good for you. Okay, my brother does it a lot. It happens with just strangers, other relatives, friends, and I don't know why it's always the dumb thing that people will say something about, like, oh, you brushing your teeth with that flavor of toothpaste? That's not really ideal. And I get it, you're trying to be helpful, but it's always funny because of who I am. Like I said, my caloric carnage. I'm the furthest thing from a health nut. All right, I had just downed, and this isn't even an exaggeration, 16 drumsticks and at least 75 fruit snacks. And they're like, are you having a glass of milk with dinner? I go, what? Like, that's what's going to do me in? Let's at least, let's shape it a little bit before we start trying to really hone in on my precision, all right? Okay, I am far from healthy at all. I could be 900 pounds. I've got gingivitis and tobacco, and I'm on drugs, and my doctor's like, you didn't have a glass of milk with dinner, did you? I'm like, oh, that's freaking poop. You know what? My bad. I love it, all right? And I refuse to believe that milk could be bad with you or bad for you. And it won't be bad with me. Milk be with me. Be with him. Milk be with you. But I feel like Wolverine. What are you going to do? So anyways, guys, that was really the whole kit and caboodle. That was how it all went down. If I'm forgetting anything, you know what, then I forgot it. Is there anything? I don't really remember. We drove back. That was just as long. But I'm in a good sleep schedule right now, and I can't complain. I can't complain about any of it, really. One, again, because I had the choice to have some input. All right, I had the choice to try and help out, and I went, forget about it. You guys do it. And I went, so that's my fault entirely. But two, you know, it is what it is, and I love a good memory, and a lot of that I think is due to my parents. Okay, I mean, my dad definitely gets stressed out with some things if he's like planning it. I think mostly because he feels bad, but he always goes, "We're making memories. We're like, all we do, we're making memories." Anytime something bad happens, and I think that got stuck in my childhood brain where I love it. Okay, I had to peel back the curtain, but I'm not actually bummed about any of the things that happened. It's just it all makes a good story. It all makes a good fun, you know. Like, no one ever remembers when things go right. That's just the truth, okay? I'm trying to play back vacations where everything went swimmingly. I can't remember it. This, hot on the brain. I'm going to be on this one forever because it didn't go right, and that makes it the most memorable. Does it make it the most fun? Not necessarily, but it makes it one that you go, remember that? That's shared trauma, that's shared bonding. You're making stories. You're making memories. Nobody wants to watch a movie where the guy just climbs in a linear straight line. Okay, reaches the peak, has all his dreams, starts the movie out. He's rich, he's got the girl, he's got the job. The villain, I'm buffer than you, I'm stronger than you, I'm better than you, I'm more powerful than you. You're like, where are we going? Doesn't matter, we're already at the end. Nobody wants the winner. The story's life is built for the losers, man. That's where the fun is at. So I really do appreciate it. It was a blast for sure. The only thing that was really inconvenient was the recording in the car. Man, that was hot. So what's going on right now is that I need to get to my aunt's house. We're pressed for time. Go do a little bit of dog sitting. The NFL draft is on. You guys know what happens by now. I mean, it should still be going on. We need the Browns to get some good people. I'll talk about that more in full in the next one because I'm going to say right now, I want any receiver, okay? But you have to take a receiver up top.
Cleveland Browns select Spencer Fano. Tackle.
Don't trade out of your spot.
The first trade of the first round.
Give me Carnell Tate.
The Tennessee Titans select Carnell Tate.
All right, I'll take anyone else. But even Malachi, give me Jordan. But I feel like Carnell Tate's the guy, and I'm going to stand on that. And if I'm wrong, if we draft him and he's crap, hey, replay the tape. Okay, remember that episode when he was really fat? Yeah, all of them, but two, he was wrong. And you know what? That's fine because stories in life are built not just for the losers, but for the wrongers. So it happens. But right now, I'm really just enjoying this new balance, the shoes. But I'm enjoying this new balance of waking up at times where you're like, dang, the sun's rising, you know? I thought the sun just started up there. I've been waking up so late. Like, days don't just start with the sun at peak height, all right? I didn't know there was sunrises. There's a 10 a.m.? What are we even talking about? It's nice going out for a walk, saying what's up to the peeps. Everything smells like coleslaw, and I don't know if that's just my fat brain. There's smooth brains and there's fat brains, but mine is definitely hungry, but it smells good. It smells good out there. And my biggest gripe, all right, this is just to keep you guys further updated on what's going on with me, is that I do have a problem, all right, with sidewalks, parks, little walkabouts, trails. We need a designated route, okay? You know how you drive on the right side of the street? I need people to be going, agree on clockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, whatever you feel like, okay? But we need to agree on it, because my worst feeling is walking the same direction as somebody, all right, and I have too many people coming in opposite directions. I need everybody to go to the same direction so I can go the opposite, because I don't like passing by people, all right? It's because I feel bad. And again, this is just to circle back to how perfect of a person I am. I hate flying by somebody and flexing my unusually athletic gait. My stride is just fantastic and quick and amazing, and I feel bad about it because I don't want anybody, a senior citizen especially, to be like, oh man, remember? And I go, you were never this quick, but yes, you probably were faster. And I don't want a child, a dog, anybody to feel envious of me. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the heart of my biggest issues, is that I hate being so good that people have to look up to me. I don't want you to look up to me. Look at me. Just look at me. That's all I want. Look at me. Look at me. So it's a problem, man. I if I'm walking up to somebody, and it's sometimes you're like walking too close to the speed. There was one guy, however, who he absolutely dusted me and he scorched me. And I remember thinking, I'm envious of you. And now there's like a new head, okay? Because if you walk by somebody too quick, you're the guy at this park, okay? This is like a Malcolm in the Middle episode where they're having those speed walking competitions. I don't want to put a price tag on my head. Circle back to High Noon. For a duel, but I don't want to put a freaking he's the guy to beat. This is the person we have to race. And now I'm flying by people, and 2, feeling bad, but 3, now they're going, wow, we have to take him down. All right, but there was a guy who beat me, and now I gotta take him down, and I haven't found him yet. So I'm just out there scorching senior citizens for the love of the game until I see this magnificent strider, and I'm gonna beat him. Dadgummit, I will. And that's really the real reason I fixed my sleep schedule, because he's a daytime walker, okay? And I'm going to find him. I'm going to find this day walker, and I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat him in a walk. So if anything else, guys, that's what's going on in my life. Is sure, there's wins, there's losses, there's career victories, personal victories. Life happens, but it's really about this competition and this guy, this man. I'm going to beat him in a speed walking contest one day. But I got to lose some weight first. So I will see you guys in the next one. I love you to pieces. You're the best. Even you, pretty much. You know what? You're getting there. I had some beef with you, but you're getting there. And I love you. I'll see you guys. Thanks for listening. And we will have some fun in the next one. Not that we didn't have fun in this one. You know what I'm saying, okay? Read between the lines. And also, not just read between the lines. Sometimes just read the lines too. All right? I'm putting a pretty point blank period that I appreciate you guys, and we had fun. You know, guys, we're having fun right now. Your dad's driving on the road trip. We're having a good time. Everybody, pipe down. Pipe down. This is a good road trip. We're having a good episode right now. This has been a lot of fun. If you say otherwise, I will turn this around. Anyways, all that to say, love you guys.